Hey, Jeff Brooks here from Remax of Orange Beach and the Gotti team for the monthly Baldwin County market update for real estate. We'll cover the same things as usual. Let's dive right in. Interest rates, that CPI earlier this week, and a couple of other changes. We're up at 7 and a quarter today. Prices in the residential space continue to be stable in the current range. Resort property, I'm thinking there might be a little bit of a trend down starting to show in our graphs that we'll show you. Inventory, condos and townhomes, or those resort and rental properties, the inventory there continues to rise. I'll show you that. And then residential seems to have set in at a new level of about 3.5 months supply in this market. The pull from the Fed website in St. Louis, I pulled this a couple days ago, that 6.5 to 7.5 has been pretty stable for about a year. This is the real news this month and this week. That little tick up at the end of this consumer price index slide is what's caused that interest rate to bump back up. Just in the last 3 days, it's gone up a couple of 0.2 to 0.1 each day since that report came out. We're not going to spend a lot of time on this slide this month. I show it every month. You can take a look at it or pull it from the BCAR site. I do think there might be a misinterpretation from me or an error in the numbers. They're showing the resort and island-based property average price at 700. But then if I go to this slide and look at coastal condos, the average is 645 and the coastal homes is 630. I can't get to 700 with two numbers below 700 as the ones that I believe make up that number. Eastern Shore, Central Baldwin still continue to be strong. Everything is up year over year with the exception of coastal homes, showing at about 15% down last month to a year previous. Total sales last month, 280 million-ish. That's up 41% from the previous month. Maybe the start of the spring buy has started. Back to pricing, you can see on the left why I think there may be a trend down. Not a drop, a trend down slightly in the coastal properties or condos and townhomes. And on the right, the single family, you can see that's pretty stable around that 350 to 370 range without much variation. Here, that inventory on the left, you can see the condos and townhomes just continues to rise. That should mean that may tie back to that perception that maybe the prices are starting to come down slightly. And on the right, you can see that the inventory for residential homes fairly stable along that 3.5 plus or minus range. And remember, I'd been trying to figure out if something else was going on back in January. Well, I definitely maybe I know, big commitment, think that there's a delay in that normal spring cycle based on what we've seen over the last few months here. And if I look at showings dropping back off slightly last month, I think we are seeing that delay in that normal cycle at best. We could be seeing a lower cycle. And again, only time and other factors such as interest rates and world economic things will tell. And so what does all this mean for you? If you're a seller in the residential space, your competition remains the new construction where they're offering lower interest rates and incentives toward close. Last month I looked at it and it looked like new construction was about 40% of all residential sales, and previous homes or resale homes was about 60%. If you are a seller in a rental property, short-term rental is the target there. Prices are going to be lower. It's going to be on the market longer. Maybe time to adjust that asking price to figure out where the market is. Your option, of course, is to continue to rent it and collect that annuity on that financial investment. Buyers in the residential space, again, the pricing that is out there is still, the purchases are still around 97% of that list price. So the market has done a good job at making sure the list price follows the market and is close to what the value of that home is. There are plenty of good homes out there. Some of them are staying on the market a little longer. The great ones are still going really quick. So if you see one you like, now would be a great time. If you're looking for a rental, again, like stocks, buy the dip. And us realtors will have to continue to work a little harder than we did for the past 2.5 years. That's all I've got this month. Would love to hear your feedback. Any comments or questions? Have a great month.